Hi friends! I recently discovered a fun fold card that is so unique I could not wait to try it. And of course I wanted to share the process so that you can make these at home as well. These cards are perfect for Christmas, so if you're like me and you're knee deep in making your cards for the holidays, you're going to love this. But I think this would be an awesome card for special occasions as well. Super easy, and yet it packs a huge wow. So without further ado, let's start stamping. The first thing I'm going to do is create my card base, and I'm using basic white cardstock for that, and I'm going to cut it 5 by 6. I'm going to do 2 the same size because when I was playing around with this fun fold, I wanted to create a different size as well, which I did, and which I will show you guys. But for the first 2 cards, I'm going to keep the card base 5 by 6, and I'm doing this because I want you to see the difference the pattern of Designer Series paper makes with this fun fold. This is so cool. So now I'm bringing in some Designer Series paper, retired from Stampin' Up. Can't remember the name of it, but I'm going to cut it down 5 by, actually we'll do it at the 4-inch. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut 3 strips so that they're 4-inch wide. And then I'm going to take all 3 pieces. This is thinner paper, so this paper cutter will be able to handle it. And I'm going to cut this down at 5 and again at 5. Okay, I'm going to put this aside, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with this Designer Series paper, which is a gorgeous poinsettia pattern. I have so much pattern paper, you guys. I know you guys can say the same thing because I have spoken with a lot of you guys, and I know some of you have told me in the past you're a bit overwhelmed with all of the supplies you have in your craft room, all the pattern paper. See, this is a little bit thicker, so hang on. Oh, that's okay. We got her. So I encourage you to use your stuff, and that's what I've been doing. And I've been going through my craft room, you guys, and pulling out, as you know from my last few videos, so many amazing products that are retired from Stampin' Up. And of course, it doesn't have to be Stampin' Up products that you use. I always encourage you to use what you have at home, but it's truly, it's awesome. I am having the most fun using my retired product and feeling so good about using product that I've invested in and using my collection that I've built up over the years. Okay, I'm gonna get my Simply Scoring tool. You could use the scoring blade on your paper trimmer, but I do love this tool. So to start, you're going to need, let's do one at a time here. I'm going to do the one card and I'll come back to this one. You're going to need to score 2 of those 5 by 4 pieces at the 1, 2, and 3-inch marks. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, but I need the proper blade. Here we go. Not even a blade, I'm using my stylus. So 1, and this is along the 4-inch side. 2 and 3. Do it again. 1, 2, and 3. And I am making Christmas cards because I need to get my Christmas cards made. So that's what I'm doing. And now you're going to need to score the other 4 pieces. So these pieces are all going to be scored at the same measurements, which is 1/2 inch, 1.5, 2-inch, or sorry, 2.5 and 3.5. So 1/2 inch, 1.5, 2.5, and 3.5. And again, all my scoring is along the 4-inch side. So these are all going to be exactly the same. 1/2, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. I'm going to just fold and get a good crease mark. I'm going to do that for all of them. That's it. The next part is just gluing it onto the card. You guys, some of you may have seen this before. It was new to me, and it was a bit of a jaw dropper, and I just loved it. Okay, so the two pieces that are measured at the 1, 2, and 3, put them aside right now. We're only going to be gluing right now the pieces that were scored at the half inch increments. Okay, so this is what you're going to do, guys, is you're going to add some glue along that 1/2 inch fold, okay? And this is the pattern that I want to show on the front of my card. So bearing that in mind, that's how you're going to know what side to glue. So you're going to glue on the pattern side that you want to see, and then all you're going to do is you're going to fold this so that this edge lines up with this edge. Just like that. Okay, so then this 1/2 inch is glued onto your card base, right? Then you're going to add glue to this 1/2 inch piece, and this edge, you want it to line up with this edge that you've already glued down. And there's a good, easy way to ensure that it's lined up, or at least what I've been doing. I just kind of eyeball it, but then I push down just like that. And then you know it's straight, it's good, and all is well. And then look at that. You got your little box there, okay? You're going to do the same thing, exactly the same thing with this one. And this fold, this crease, is going to line up along this crease, okay? So I've got my 1/2 inch folded in. I'm going to take that crease, just butt it up right against the other one. Get it so that it's lined up on my paper. Okay, so now you've got that 1/2 inch glued onto your card base. Okay, and then you're going to add glue to this folded 1/2 inch piece, and this is going to line up along this edge just like we did previously. Okay, you can use sticky-sided tape, double-sided tape I should say, whatever you want. I'm using the glue because I have a tendency to glue things on crooked for some unknown reason. Maybe it's because I don't know why. I don't know. But there you go. I like it because my glue allows me to kind of shift things around if I need to. And yes, I did say shift, in case you're wondering. Now look, I've got 2 of them on there. Now I'm going to flip this over, just turn it over, and do exactly the same thing on the opposite side of these 2. Okay? And you can put those down flat. Okay. Put that on this flap. And this, let's fold these this way. Gets glued on just like we did, exactly the same thing. Oops, there we go. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I think this card design is fabulous for people celebrating, whoops, that didn't stick, celebrating special occasions, special anniversaries, birthdays. It does not have to be just for Christmas. See, that's not quite, there we go. Okay, and just make sure that is flat. Same thing. This is a good type of pattern to use because I don't have to worry about lining up the design on the paper. So if you are using a pattern paper that has a design on it, obviously you're going to make sure that the pattern lines up properly. Okay, and I'm missing a little bit right there. There we go. Okay, so let's just make sure that lines up all the way down, which it does. Fold it over. Okay, so this is what you should have, as long as things aren't sticking like mine is. There we go. Oh, brother. Obviously, I got a little bit too much glue on there. There we go. Okay, so here's what you should have. Okay, now here's how we're gonna make the star, and I have to be careful because I did get some excess glue on there, and it's gonna want to stick. What you're gonna do this time is you're going to glue the 1-inch panels inside of these. So you could either add your glue to this piece, or you can add your glue right on here. And I've made a few of these, and I just found this was easier. So I just make sure my glue doesn't go past this crease. And you can glue one flap at a time, or you can be wild and crazy and glue both flaps at once. Okay. Then, right, so you can do one flap. We'll do one flap at a time here. I'm just gonna line that up like so, and then this one's gonna get glued on here just like so. Okay, so now you can see I've got the first half of the star done. Now we're gonna do this one. So again, I'm just adhering, or putting my glue, I should say, on those two middle sections. And then, this is what I was going to show you earlier. I'm just going to fold those two flaps in, open it up, line up my creases, push it down, easy peasy. And look at that. How cool is that, right? There's my star card. Like, so fun. And it folds so that it'll fit inside your envelopes. Right? Isn't that neat? I think that's really, really cool. Again, some of you may have seen this. Some of you may be like me and it's a first. I just thought it was pretty awesome. So of course I had to share it with you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and do exactly the same thing I just showed you using the poinsettia pattern paper. And then I'm going to finish these cards, and then I'm going to show you another one that I made with the measurements so that it actually fits in our standard envelopes. So it actually measures 5.5 by 4.25. Okay, I'm going to move on to this paper next.
Sitting by the fire, feeling oh so fine on this holy night. The Spirit guides us. All the stars they shine on this lovely night. We light up the world, forget our troubles for a moment. And every stranger is a friend, so let them join in. 'Cause when joy fills the air, you already know it's Christmas. Love beyond compare, it's Christmas time. 'Cause when joy fills the air, you already know it's Christmas. Love beyond compare, it's Christmas time. Oh, what a blissful sight. We're singing heartfelt carols in the night. Warm embrace, the Spirit's bright, where family and friends unite. We light up the world, forget our troubles for a moment. And every stranger is a friend, so let them join in. 'Cause when joy fills the air, you already know it's Christmas. Love beyond
So I wanted to show you another variation of the star card that I made. And I made this so that it fits into our standard size envelopes, which is 4.25 by 5.5. So if I just get one of our envelopes, and as you can see, it tucks right in. In fact, I'm kind of thinking if we fold it that way, it won't be as thick, which helps save on postage. Okay, so there it goes. So that fits that. So I did exactly the same thing that I've already shown you, except of course the measurements are different. And let me show you what I've done here too. I decorated this portion just with some Designer Series paper and some of our pop-out embellishments, the Stampin' Up! Embellishments, and I made a little flap so that, you know, you could write a little message on the inside. I'm telling you, I started really, my mojo juices are going like crazy for this. So let me show you how I made that, and then I'm going to show you another idea, yet another idea that I have with this. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is cut my cardstock. This is garden green. I'm going to actually I'm going to cut it at the 4.25 mark, and then I'm going to spin it and cut it at 4.5. Okay, then I'm going to take some Designer Series paper. I've just grabbed the celebratory sips. So let's see. I'm gonna go with this right here. So what you want are 6 squares that measure 4 by 4.25. Now this has a pattern, like I want this to be going down in this direction, and because this is the lengthwise, I need to turn this around, and I'm gonna cut it at 4.25, 4.25, and then this side is going to be cut at 4. Okay, so there's my 6 pieces. Oh, that looks a little bit off. I don't know how I managed that, but I did. Okay, so the top is 4 inches and the length is 4.25. Okay, so here is that finished star using that pretty paper. So I will come back and finish this, but I just wanted to show you the difference in the size of the 2 cards. So pretty cool. Okay, here's my finished card, and I just added a couple strips of Designer Series paper on the back. And there it is. So cool. Who wouldn't love getting a card like this? I love it. And again, this will fit in our envelopes. Just fold it down. I should say in a standard size envelope for a 5.5 by 4.25 card. There you go. Fits in an envelope. Take it out, and the person who gets this will be like, oh my goodness, she must really love me, or he must really love me for making this amazing card. The rest of this video is sped up because it is just me playing and experimenting, and I will have the measurements posted up on my website. The link will be in the description below. But I wanted to try to make one of these star cards where the card actually folds open. So all I did is I just scored along at the 1 inch mark along the long side so that it can open. But you will see as I go along, just playing and having fun and decorating and pulling out all my fun stamps and paraphernalia. And then I created a card that held a gift card. And I will show you how I made that as we go along. But for now, I hope you enjoy just watching the process and hopefully getting lots of great ideas for your card making. My idea for this next part of the card was to have a door on the inside of the card that opened up to show a little scene. So I'm just using some designer series paper here with a little fox on it. And I also used that wood pattern paper, which is just a paper stack from the dollar store. And then I had some flat sheets of magnets that I cut so that the door would have a magnet to keep it closed. So you'll see that in a few minutes. And this part here didn't quite work out as well as I had originally hoped, but it's some glimmer vellum that I had in my stash, and I wanted to use that to kind of create the window on the front of the door. I didn't like it once it was all actually glued on, so I ended up peeling it off and then just redid it, but using some yellow cardstock. So again, keeping it real, I make not necessarily mistakes, but sometimes things don't turn out always as we have in our mind how we want them to turn out. So you will see how I fix that. And here I'm just using marker to go around the edge of that designer series paper. See, I'm just literally tearing it off. So I really like how it ended up in the long run when it was all done. So I'll let you continue watching. This actually turned out to be one of my favorite cards that I demonstrated in the video, but I realized I had actually glued one of the wrong panels in the wrong places. So you'll see here I actually do end up tearing it off, so there's a bit of torn paper along the side, but I didn't want to redo it. I just left it as it was, and this is the card that I wanted to include a little pocket for a gift card. The gift card holder is an oldie but a goodie. I do have another video on my channel showing you how you make them, but basically you just fold an envelope in half, you cut off top portion of the flap, and you glue down the other portion of the flap. And that's it. That's how you create a pocket for your gift card. Could not be easier. And then I just simply glued it onto my card, as you'll see. So let's go over the cards that I made. So this was the 5x7, and I'm going to have all the measurements listed on my website for you. You can find the link for that in the description below. And this was one that I made with the deer, and then just a little sentiment on the back. And then I actually can't remember if I showed me making this one. And then there is this one that I made recycling a tag that was on a gift bag a friend of mine had recently given me some goodies. So I took her tag and incorporated it on this card, and this will be heading her way. And just blank on the back. Then there was this one using the poinsettias. Little embossing on that white bit, place for my message on the back. I just love these. I just love these. And I can't remember the order that I showed making these, but we'll go with this one because it's the same 5x7 final size. But this is where I attempted to make a card that actually opens, as well as the star card itself, the star portion. And then a spot for my message, and then the little door that opens, latches closed with the magnet, and then the sentiment on the back. Like, how fun. How fun. Okay, what else have we got? And then we've got these little guys. So these ones fit in our, this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 when it's folded, right? And so for this one, I added that little flap so you could write your little sentiment on the inside. And then here's another one, same thing, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 when folded. Actually, is that the truth? Yes, I thought maybe that was smaller. And then just a little spot on the back to address it. And then I made this one. And this one is 4 1/4 by 7, I do believe. So I did the measurements a little bit differently on this one. Just a simple Christmas greeting on the back. And what have I done there? Oh, it just folded inside. There we go. So there's that one. And I just popped this one up on some dimensionals. And then the last one, which is one of my favorites and one of the simpler of, you know, all the different designs, but just a simple star. And then on the back is where I added my gift card. So when you open it, of course, there's a little pocket for the gift card to go on the inside. So I think hopefully you can see how versatile this fun fold card is and all the different ways you can use this type of fold. And that was my purpose of doing so many samples, to show you guys, because really the sky is the limit and you can do so many different occasions. You can even recycle cards you've already made and cut them to put them on this portion and then just add your star. I think these are pretty cool. What do you think? I hope you guys really enjoyed today's video. It took me a few days of filming, walking away, coming back, playing around with it, trying my ideas that I would have. And I just had a really, really great time creating all of these, and I just love them. So I hope you do as well. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. If you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and do that so you don't miss out on any of my videos when I upload them. And don't forget, when you sign up to my newsletter, you will get an instant download for printable sentiments that you can use on your cards and projects. Thanks for watching, my friends. Take care and happy stamping.